Alright, welcome back to the Necrease. This time we're back with TTML for round number 7 of F3. So, at Canada. I haven't driven Canada yet on this game, I don't think. So this has been a fun experience. This is the setup we're using. I can't guarantee it's the same one I'm going to be using when I run for FTRL, for reasons you will see. But I was having an awful trouble in practice, kind of staying in a straight line, struggling with understeer, oversteer. It was a very confusing balance. Usually it's one or the other, and this was both. This is my best lap in qualifying. It's actually a second lap on the softs, and it's a 108 flash, I think. I can't see, my monitor's too far away, but it was good enough for 4th place, which I was very pleasantly surprised by. So with my teammate on pole, so that was really, really strong. Yeah, really, really happy. But at the same time, I was thinking, ooh, I might be out of place here. This might be a little high to hold on to. So, anywho, we'll move on to the race. We're going to do. It used to be a 2-stop here because the soft hard was an awful strategy before, but now apparently you can just do soft medium and work from there. So that's what we're going to do. And just be careful on the softs because they're not the best race tire. If you can get off them quickly, maybe that might be the best way to go, but then you're sacrificing, your time on mediums, and then you have to sprinkle another set of softs. So I don't know, it's a tough one, but anywho, here we go then. 5 red lights from P4, and away we go. It's actually a good start, but I can't. The space is kind of closing over from Husby. And I'm kind of pent in behind him here. That's going to allow Poddy, as well as a little squeamish from back end from me. It's going to allow Poddy to go through. He leaves the space. We go side by side heading through the chicane. He cuts it to keep the position, but I guess there wasn't really much option for him. I had to back off the throttle slightly. And that's going to allow Sloth to slip up the inside, and he's going to have the better line on the outside here. Lose the back end as well. And Imadi is coming quick. Or sorry, not Imadi, Jane. On his mediums from outside the top 10 is coming, so I have to be careful of that. He was very determined to make this move. I'm not sure how much ERS he was using. I'm using a bit to defend here, so I can only imagine how much he's using. And he's going to get way too hot into this hairpin. I knew contact was coming. I just didn't know if it would be me or Sloth, and it was Sloth. So we survived that. We're in P5. We're in a rough place because we're out of the DRS of Poddy. And I'm using 11-10 wings. I'm going to get absolutely swallowed on the straight. I'm using 11-10 wings. And I'm still struggling with turning. Car just went. I think I got caught on the curb. But the car just went. And I wasn't even mad. It wasn't even a surprise. It wasn't surprising how this car went. Again, like I said, I've struggled with understeer, oversteer. I'm using 11-10 wings. I'm using, good ride height. I can't explain it. I really can't explain why this car has been such a handful. It was good it's fine for qualifying, but yeah, very confused on that one, how it got away like that so early. Like lap 3 is nothing. I must have got on the curb. Definitely wasn't even full throttle. I didn't think my steering angle was that high either, so I must have been upset on the curb, but I didn't think it was like that. Anywho, that doesn't matter now. We're going to go on mediums to see how far we go. We just snip ahead of Imadi here, who also had a first lap kerfuffle. Going to try and out-track him. I'm only stuck behind on hards. Rather behind his hards. We get through there at least. So we'll just go medium. We'll see what happens. But yeah, this race pretty much is over at this stage of the race. Lap 10. Wesker, who's adjusting to his new PS5 pad, retires. And that's going to deploy a safety car. And I didn't use my set of mediums in qualifying, so we're going to use another set of mediums here. Fresh set of mediums to go to the end of the race. And yeah, or at least get close to the end of the race. It might be tight, but certainly I won't get these to the end of the race. So anyways, we'll come in. And yeah, there we go. And we'll come just behind, ahead of Imadi. Imadi was able to get into the pits. I actually had a few seconds margin on him, but he was able to get in the pits because it was deployed when he was still behind the hadn't got past the last chicane. But anywho, we stayed in front of him and we're racing again. This is a very early, I don't know who, it was Carlsbury? Can't remember who's at the front here, but very early restart. down this straight. Normally you might wait, I don't know, a little later. Some people like to wait as long as they can, but he caught the others napping, to be fair, because he was gone. And that was a good restart from his point of view. So, anyway, lap 15, 21 laps to go. We'll see how we get on. But it's still a recovery drive at this stage of the race for sure. Lap 15, who is coming? I'm a D who's coming here. Not waiting around for the DRS to be activated. He is going to get through, and he's got good pace. So, he's going to go through. That last chicane is what I was nervous about in terms of track limits and penalties. I was really unsure, so my exit wasn't always great. Lap 20. What is happening here? A bit of a back end loss there. A safety car is deployed. I can't remember for who. But anywho, we're going to jump onto the softs to end the race here. Might be a mistake, but I don't have a fresh set of mediums, and everyone else could be, people are going to be paying for fresh mediums and such. So I decided to pit for softs. I came in behind my teammate though, so or my teammate's like well out. Like Sway was leading this race for like he's about 40 seconds ahead of me or so, or at least he's with the first safety car came out anyways. But they're having a picnic. My team are here while I've been coming into the pit lane. So yeah, thank you so much for your improved double stacking. It would have been quicker to double stack rather than they just thought it was over. We're done, and that's annoying because I think I could have jumped Yarm. I think if they had not been dawdling around. So I think we Yarm to change a wing. So anywho, we're in 12th place, so we're still kind of nowhere, and we're on soft. So let's see what we can do with 14 laps to go, including this one, or 13 laps including this one. We do have Yarm in front, so we're gonna have to try and negotiate. But really, it's just sitting back, waiting to see what the penalty situation is. I have no warnings up to this point, absolutely none. And that would be the thing for the rest of the race. I would have no warnings, even though I had some to spend later. Lap 26, right. Yarm gets a poor run out of that chicane, and he's got the DRS, but so have I. But I got a better run, so I'm gonna go up the inside here. I got the inside line, and to be honest, I know that's a racing incident. I still would have liked to have left a little bit more space. I feel like he did turn in quite a bit when I was still there. I know there's not a lot he can do, but in the same vein, I felt like I was justified. So a bit more, like I feel like I should have been given a bit more space, kind of like what his teammate did to me on lap 1 going through that chicane. I feel like he should have left a little bit more space, but anywho. Safety car was deployed for Stevie G's incident, so we can at least catch onto the back of the queue. I didn't have any wing damage, thankfully, so I had to put on a set of used softs from qualifying because I'm out of softs at this stage. But to be fair, they were less percentage than what I was just pitting from. So, anyways, we'll easily go to the end now as we get ready to go racing again. Lap 29. Carrying on to lap 29. I didn't report Yarm for that in the end. I knew it was one of those where it was just going to be racing. I knew that. And I know it wasn't intentional, but I did feel like I could have been left a little bit more space there. Anyway, lap 30, Appledorn is going to get very racy here. I don't know why he was so punchy. He's got 12 seconds worth of penalties. He's going to finish ahead of no one here, essentially, unless someone DNFs. I didn't really like losing so much time here, but anywho, he goes through. Yeah, I don't know. In my mind, I don't know. If you've got so many penalties towards the end of the race, I don't know. It's one of those things, You're not getting involved. Is not going to change anything for you with all those penalties. But anyway, he loses the back end there a lap or two later, so we get that place back, and we're still within DRS of Hipula Boy, who I think is damaged in some way, shape, or form. His teammate's gone in front of him, and there's a bit of a train still. So we're still in the hunt for some good points now, because the penalties now are taken into a toll. I don't know if he's got damage, but he was very, very slow, was Hipula Boy at this stage. I thought about going for the lunge here. I thought, no, I shouldn't. His internet's all over the place as well. You can see the lag. So I made a little bit of contact with him. He kind of lost control a bit there. But I was really annoyed at this stage, because I thought he just let. If he's got damage, he might just let go. And maybe he was, but I didn't want to. Reading that situation, I didn't want to dive into that hairpin there, or into that part of the track there. But eventually we get through. I think Yarm kind of, I think to make up for earlier, goes straight there at the hairpin. So that doesn't change. That doesn't change anything in terms of like I would have jumped in anyway because of the penalties. But it's the thought that counts. So I can appreciate that at least. Anywho, lap 35. Those last 4 laps, I just sent hell for leather over that chicane. I didn't care. I didn't get any warnings either. But we get P5. And you know what? After everything that happened that race and where I was, I'll take that. A podium probably could have been in play had I not had my foibles, but alas, P5 though. After all that, I should be pretty happy with that, and I am, to be fair. After that, yeah, because the car was just a nightmare. Understeer, oversteer. Just it wasn't a very fun time. I don't know what I'm going to do when we come to this track for FTRL because yeah. It wasn't the nicest experience, and I'd like to avoid that again, although I'm pretty sure I'll be outside the top 10 this time in FTRL, and I could go mediums at least. And maybe softs, a bit less fuel, and, back end of the race. Maybe that'll be a little bit easier than what this was. But anyways, let's take a look at the standings. Good result, though. We move up to 6th place there, just behind Wesker. So, kind of after the early season foibles, I could easily be in the top 4 or 3. Or at least close to Jane, if I had the start of the season wasn't so bad. But 6th place can be happy enough with that, at least for the time being. Getting towards the back end of the season now as well, so we have to kind of keep in mind results for the team, and obviously Sway got a really good result there as well for the constructors. He got himself 2nd, and there is the constructors going to have a bit of a fight to keep 2nd from McLaren. And Haas is the one I want to beat really with Jane and Lima D. I didn't think we'd be ahead of McLaren because I think that's a faster pairing of Kevin and Merck. But anywho, we're there for the time being. Alfa Romeo are going to be pretty tough to catch because, yeah, Carlos Bree is going to be... that title is basically done. So, yeah, that's going to do it for round number 7 of FTRL, or TTML rather, and F3. Next up is France with a sprint race. Yeah, should be fun. So thanks for watching, and until next time.